So, well, Rachel Reeves. Let's start with one of the dumbasses and move on to the other dumbasses. Rachel Reeves. Now, if you remember that this time last year, she was appearing on all these programs after her last budget, saying, "Oh look, we've done our work now. We don't have to do any more work now because we've now solved everything. This is the pain that you've got to have." And after that, there can be no more tax rises. Everything's plain sailing. We've now balanced our budget. We know what we're spending and everything else. Fast forward a year on, she's now turned a £22 billion black hole that she supposedly had. Bullshit. But £22 billion. She's turned it into 50 billion. That's her idea of she's winning. Fuck me. How stupid have you got to be? If I was that fucking good at fucking losing money, oh my God. Ridiculous bitch, isn't she? Anyway, so she's now trying to work out how she's going to fill the coffer. So everybody's expecting, obviously, tax increases, national insurance increases, corporation increases, everything else. And one of the funniest things, though, is the EV pay per mile rubbish, because they're going to make EVs pay per mile. Apparently, it's going to be 3p a mile or something like that. Although I have seen a story today, I didn't read it, but I saw a story saying about petrol, you have to pay 17p a mile, which is ridiculous because petrol's cleaner than fucking electric vehicles. There's a boat docked the other day for BYD, delivered 7,000 BYDs or something in Bristol docks the other week, and it cost 20,000 tons of carbon into the oxygen, into the atmosphere, just to get this boat into dock. It's going to take, all those cars have got to do something like 15,000 miles in the first year just to break even, and that's not taking into account the fact of all the mining that had to go into making those cars themselves. They'll take another 7 years to balance up the cars, the way cars work. And they don't last 7 years, EVs. I mean, a couple of years, you're lucky. I mean, it might only last 7 weeks to catch on fire. But, you know, they last 7 years, especially fucking Chinese ones. Can you face it? I would buy a Chinese meal, let alone fucking Chinese car. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so they all going to have to pay per mile. And of course, people go, oh, how are they going to do that? How do you think? Digital ID, you dickheads. Your digital ID is just going to track everything. They're going to link everything to your digital ID. That's the point. It's so they can control everything you do. They know what you spend your money on, where you go, what you do, where you've been, everything. That is why you can't afford to have it, because they will take away every last bit of your freedom. And you'll get to a point, all this Tesco stuff has come out now where they're supposedly giving you a carbon allowance. Where do you think that's going? You think that's for your benefit, do you? Really? You think carbon allowance is for your benefit? Well, if you do, you're a fucking mug. Because back when I was at school, carbon dioxide is a gas of life, right? And climate change was all about global warming. Yeah, the world's getting warmer. Then it was getting colder, and it's warmer again. It's colder, and it's warmer again. They can't make their mind up because, of course, the world doesn't play ball, because there's no such thing as fucking climate change. Nothing to do with man anyway. The world just changed. The climate changed in the world. End of. And it's been going on for millions of years, longer than we have. It's going to be here for long after we've ever gone. We've blown ourselves up with nuclear weapons or whatever. So we need to fucking pack it in. But they're going to try and make you pay 3p a mile. That's because your EVs are nearly twice as heavy as the same vehicle as a petrol car or diesel car. So you're damaging the roads more. And I mean, I've proved just by my own testing that driving a V8 supercar it costs less than public charging an EV to do the same mileage, which that shouldn't be possible. But the Ford Mustang Mach-E that I did a road rally, I wouldn't say race, did a road rally with, the Ferrari was nearly only just slightly higher than half what the cost of the EV was in charging. Now, if the EV can't beat a Ferrari, that's fucking stupid, isn't it? Imagine what they do against an actual normal person's car. It would wipe the floor with it, wouldn't it? Anyway, so digital ID, that's going to be linked to your pay per mile. This is how they're going to do it all. They're going to link everything up. And if you're stupid enough to fall for it, just don't. Just don't. Like with COVID, all the idiots walking around with masks on, believing every word the bloody BBC said. And that brings us on to BBC, doesn't it? Nicely. The BBC. Yeah, BBC verified. Yeah, didn't do a very good job, did they? I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I was telling everyone that Trump was nothing to do with the January 6th at the time. Everybody who had a brain knew he had nothing to do with it. We all heard the speech, real time. We all know he didn't say nothing about going and having a riot and everything like that. It was all made up. And the BBC trying to curry favour probably with Kamala Harris and Biden and all the rest of those scum over there, decided that they would splice together. Now they said, oh, it's a bit of a mistake, a bit of a cock up. Yeah, well, it's not, is it? Because it's two speeches, 54 minutes in between the two parts. And they cut out 54 minutes worth of speech and put them together. That's not a mistake. That's on fucking purpose. I don't care who you think you are. That's on fucking purpose. And there's only one reason you would have done that, BBC, and that's to try and make Trump look bad. To try and sell your narrative that Trump was some kind of dictator, was going to be, you know, was going to be trouble. That's all that's about. It's nothing to do with the fucking telling the truth. Don't lie. That's why nobody watches the BBC anymore. There's millions of people that don't pay their licence fee anymore. I mean, it's a massive problem for him. And I think Trump today is now, he said he's going to issue he's going to sue for damages. And so the BBC could well be in big problems because they can't afford a lawsuit from someone like Trump. Trump will take them because he's already taken about 100 million off of different media outlets already for stuff that's not even as egregious as this. So he's going to hold them to account, and it's fucking so right. Yeah, do absolutely. It's about time. The BBC will just lie on behalf of whoever pays them the most money. And at the moment, it's the socialist left-wing scumbags of the Labour Party. They're paying the bills. They're promising all this. Oh, we give you a fucking knighthood if you do this. We do this. Yeah, well, fucking start telling the truth, you liars. Because I'm not allowed to say fucking untruths, am I? I can only come out with my own opinion and facts. So, there we go. So, Donald Trump, please, mate, please destroy the BBC. They're not fit for print. Nobody fucking watches them anyway. Who wants to watch that shit? All they have on there is all your LGBTQ crap. Everything they do has got LGBTQ crap in it. You know, every fucking new character on any program's got to be a lesbian or a gay bloke or a black bloke or a Pakistani bloke. It can't be an English bloke, despite the fact that 96% of the country is probably, you know, white English. No, we can't have that. That's terrible. No, we can't have that demographic on there. It's not representative. Fucking bullshit, isn't it? Absolute bullshit. Anyway, further Trump news. He announced, well, he told Nigeria the other day that if they don't start sorting out the Islamic terrorists that are going around killing Christians in the country, then he's going to send the US military in to sort it out. Absolutely bloody right. Absolutely bloody right. Because again, the BBC ain't reporting it. But there's thousands and thousands of Christians in Nigeria and across Africa, to be fair, that have been attacked. They've been systematically attacked by Islamist terrorists in their countries, and these terrorists just go in and just kill everybody. They burn the churches to the ground, they burn the houses to the ground, and they kill everybody: the kids, the women, the men, the lot. They killed a lot of them. So Trump's going to sort that out. So that's bloody brilliant as well. Now, meanwhile, while Trump is doing something actually good for the world, obviously you've got Wang here, Stalin, off to Brazil. Now, he's gone off to Brazil to perpetuate the net zero bullshit and the climate change agenda. Now, there's a lot of people actually pulling out of this now. The Australian government, there's one of the parties there, has just announced that they're not going to follow the net zero agenda because they know A, it's unaffordable anyway, it'll just bankrupt the country, and B, they know it's bullshit. Bill Gates has taken a step back and said, oh yeah, well, we kind of been going along with this, but actually it's not really going to do much. And a lot of others are pulling back, and I've noticed some of the biggest influencers online that have been, for years, they've been trying to push this net zero bullshit on us. They've taken a step back as well, and some of them even come out and said they realised they've been fucking fooled. And yet, Starmer's still over there, fucking about, dancing around, telling everybody how he's going to make Britain net zero and all this bullshit. You never will, you dickhead. No one's going to be net zero. And Reeves has just put the kibosh on any future EVs. The tax incentives are finishing, and she's going to be charging pence per mile. Bullshit. They can't sell EVs as it is. The figures are out. Last year they sold 335,000 EVs in this country, and they had a target to hit that they never hit of 25% of all new cars sold had to be EVs. They never hit it. So all the companies had to go out and buy carbon credits off people like Tesla and everything else to make up the numbers. This year the target's 28%, so, you know, do the maths. It's something like 360, nearly 400,000 they got to sell this year. Yeah, they've done 104 so far. There's only 2 months left. They ain't going to do 400,000 cars, are they? So EVs are just falling out of bed completely. If you want to go and value one, have a look at the price of these bloody things. I mean, look, if you were looking for a battery for your torch, and you had the choice of going in the shop and buying a new one for 50p, or for 49p, I let you have this second-hand one I've been using, another torch I had. Would you pay the extra penny and get a brand new one? Of course you would, because you don't know how long my battery's going to last, do you? I might have had it for 3 years in that torch. The same thing with EVs. No one wants a second-hand one. They only want a new one. So these cars, new, they got a discount and get rid of them anyway. I mean, I can get you virtually any EV in the marketplace at least, and I mean at least 40% off the actual recommended retail price. You won't pay more than 60% of the value of it. That's for a new one. Fucking the old ones, fucking hell, you might as well just drop them straight off down a fire brigade or something, because no one's buying them. They don't go anywhere. Nobody wants them. Nobody's going to buy them. You're never going to sell them on. Nobody wants to service. Nobody can service them. You have the slightest bang in an EV. That's it. Car's written off. Buy an EV. Fit a charger. Tell your house insurer. Oh, I've just fitted an EV charger in my garage. They'll tell you. Don't park your EV in the garage. If you do, your house insurance is null and void. They will not cover you. You have a bonfire. That's it, you're finished. Your house burns down, that's just tough shit. They won't pay you because EVs are dangerous. Most of them nowadays are cheap Chinese crap anyway, so that's not going to last. So there we go. So net zero completely failing as usual. And of course, you know, anything that Starmer puts hands on goes to pot, doesn't it? The only thing he's good at, apparently, a grinder. Oh dear. Anyway, talk about pedos. The left making a fuss this week because, the police, they put a tweet out. I saw it. They put a tweet out. They caught a gang. And it was a gang of 4 or 5 white blokes that was raping kids. And they caught them and they done them. Brilliant. Fucking awesome. I mean, shame we ain't got the death penalty anymore, innit, really? Let's face it. So, but they caught them. But rather than just say we caught these people, it's brilliant. What a great job. We're gonna go get some more now. They turned around and made the big fuss that when we caught these 4 blokes, look, they're English blokes, they're white blokes, so we're all right. Now don't go telling us about we don't get these paedophiles anymore. It's like, well, hold on a minute. So what you're saying is that it's okay that you ignored the grooming gangs because you're able to catch 4 white blokes doing the same thing. What have they got to do with the grooming gangs? You've got to go after all of them. It's a fantastic job you've done to catch those, but don't stop. Don't think your job's over. In everything. And you haven't suddenly proved that there's no such thing as a grooming gang on the other side. All you've done is catch one group. There's 9,000 grooming gang cases in the country that have been completely ignored. You've got to go after them as well. You haven't done nothing. You've done jack shit as usual. Typical coppers done jack shit as usual. But they're trying to take all the plot. Oh yeah, isn't it great? We caught these. That's our job's over. Now we won. We completed the game. That's it. Well, you haven't completed the game. You haven't fucking won. So get after the grooming gangs. And I don't care what colour these people are. I don't care what religion they are. If they've been attacking kids, go and get them. And lock the bastards up. Get them off the bloody streets. And if their friends and family moan, oh, you picked on him because he was a whatever, who gives a shit? If he's raping kids, if he's mugging kids, if he's doing whatever he's doing, he goes to fucking jail. End of story. Don't care what colour he is. Don't give a shit what he does. If he's white, black, blue, pink, I don't care. Lock him up. Pull your bloody finger out, you lazy bastards. You're quick enough to nick someone for speeding 22 mile an hour in a 20 or something stupid, aren't you? So fucking get and do the same job on the rapes and the murders. Christ almighty. These fucking idiots running around with fucking machetes 18 inches long. Get some of them. Lock some of them up. We'll pat you on the back then. You ain't going to get a pat on the back for doing your bloody job, though, in the first place, unless you actually pull your finger out. So, anyway, David Lammy, talking to dickheads, David Lammy, in Parliament this week, asked, well, do you know, can you just tell us a number of how many people have been let out of jail by mistake? And he made every excuse he could not to answer the bloody question. It's the guy in charge. He's supposed to know. He should be able to just say, well, actually, see, I'm embarrassed to say it's 57 or whatever it is, which is what it is. I think it's 57 or 58 or something like that at the moment. There were only 4 fucking left yesterday, weren't there? So fuck me, the numbers are going through the roof. I mean, last year it's like 5 in total. This year it's in the 50s so far. So, but just tell us a fucking number. And it's not funny, David Lammy, when you don't answer the question. It's not a joke. You don't stand there fucking laughing your head off. Oh, well, he's fucking there. Oh, yeah. Oh, the murderer with the fucking machete. Oh, yeah, we let him out by mistake. Oh, what a fucking jolly fucking jape that is. No, it ain't a jolly jape. And you won't find us a jolly jape when he tries to break into my house and has a shotgun holder. I deal with it. You'll be quick enough to get after me. So, and that was a joke, by the way. Don't go take that, I'm going to shoot someone, because I ain't. But that's the thing. You know, these people are murderers. They're rapists. They're vicious, violent criminals. They've been let out of jail by mistake. They don't even have to try to escape. They've just been let out. Here's the key. Oh, I'll let you out. Oh, do you want any money to get on your way? You've got bus fare. You've got bus fare, mate. Do you want to get a taxi? I'll fucking get you an Uber. Don't worry. Do you want a black one? Do you want an Uber XL? What the fuck's it all about? You don't fucking laugh your head off at it, you fucking idiot. I went down to the police department the other day. I have a chat with David Lammy, but I got fed up waiting for him. He was trying to spell his name, and I was fucking there for an hour waiting to talk to him. After an hour, I thought, fuck this, we're getting sold. He's only on V. Fucking moron. Anyway, now, obviously, they're now calling Richard Jenrick a racist now for asking for the numbers. Since when did asking for facts and discussing statistics that are generated by the government on the whole, since when was that? When did that become racist? When did it become racist to actually just ask questions, require an answer, point out character traits, point out patterns? We can't help it if more Afghans are accused of sexual offences in this country than anybody else. That's not a failing of pointing the bloody thing out. It's a failing that the Afghan is doing the bloody raping, isn't it? Let's face it. So if I comment on the statistics, don't shoot the messenger. Do something about the criminal. That's what you've got to be doing. And Jenrick is not a racist for pointing these things out. It's not racist to say that we want British culture to be maintained in this country. It's Britain. I want my daughter to grow up in a country that I grew up in, that my parents grew up in, with the values we had around us. I don't like third world values. I don't want to ride a camel. I don't want to shit in my garden. I don't want to have a bath once a week. I don't want to eat fucking curry and fucking raw meat or whatever else anybody gets up to. I don't care that they do it. It's their fucking problem. I don't care. But I don't want to do it myself. And if I went to Saudi Arabia to live, I'd have to abide by Saudi Arabian rules. There would be a choice to it. If I turned up there and they said, oh look, you can't do that, Steve, it's fucking against the law, mine. And I did it anyway, they'd chop my hands off or chop my head off or chop my legs off or whatever else, whatever it was, that was the punishment. They wouldn't just say, oh look, Steve's English, so let him go on, let him. He can't help himself, he's English. They just chop my hands off, they didn't fuck about. And to be fair, I deserve it, wouldn't I? Because I'm breaking their bloody laws. So if they break the laws here, they've got to suffer the consequences. And when they break the law, if you're illegal and we're suffering you here, and then you go break the law, once they've proved you broke the law, it shouldn't be a case of sending you off to prison or send you to a halfway house or look after you in any way, shape or form. It should be right. You broke the law. We found you guilty. Fuck off. Now, don't care how you get there. Here's a fucking boat. Here's a paddle. And give him a push off the edge of the pier. Let him go. Where he ends up is his problem. As long as he doesn't come back to England, we're okay, aren't we? I mean, he's a criminal. That's the way it works. If you commit a crime in America, you get you convicted, you get sentenced, you do some time in America, and then they will deport you. And you'll never get back to America again. Doesn't matter how nice you are and how much you love America, they won't let you back in. I'm so careful when I go to America. I don't want to upset anybody. Because I love the place. Being banned from America would be like cutting my arms off. Might as well shoot yourself. But we seem to allow anybody to do anything. Much they want. These people turn up in court with 20, 30, 40 crimes on the sheet. And the judge is saying, oh yeah, don't worry about bail, that's all right. Let him go down the hotel. You go down to 5-star. You go and stay at the Beaufort Royal Hotel on £2,000 a night. Yeah, he can go stay there and have his 5-star meal and all the rest of it. Egon Rooney's going to cook that for him. How the fuck does that work? But what it is, it's Marxists in government trying to enforce upon us this way of life which we're not used to, because it's designed to unsettle us. And what they're going to do is try and make life so fucking unbearable that they'll turn around and go, oh, guess what? The answer to all this, if you vote for this, if you let us do that, we'll solve that problem for you. And then people be so pissed off, so frightened, so upset, so terrified of what's going on, that unfortunately, a bit like during COVID when you had 90% of people fucking put those masks on, you have 90% of people who vote for whatever fucking weird fucking answer they supposedly have provided. And once they've done that, they'll have total control. And that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of your freedom. That's what the end game is. They want your money, but they ain't worried about when they get it. They want to take away your freedoms. They want to make you subservient. They want to have an elite class, people with all the money at the top. Ideally, all the politicians, all the Marxist politicians, they want up there. That's why they go after Trump. He got more money than most of them. But they know he ain't going to join in with the bullshit they come up with. So they wanted to put him in prison, take his money off. They wanted to just take his money and put him in prison and get him out of the way. They couldn't give a shit how they done it. The news is out this week in the States that John Brennan, the former head of the CIA, is now, he's going to be indicted shortly. Lisa Page, who used to work for Barack Obama, she's going to be indicted as well. All part of this Russian collusion hoax, where they pretended that Donald Trump's election in 2016 was as a result of Russian hacking and all this sort of stuff. It's total bullshit. We all knew it was total bullshit. But it took nearly 3 years to prove it was bullshit before people stopped talking. And they still try to talk about it. Even to this day, they still try to, as though it's true. But it was bullshit. But a lot of those are going to prison. And it could end up, if we're lucky, it could get to the very, very top. Certainly Hillary Clinton could be looking in big problems. But it looks like Obama could be in big problems. And the funniest part of it all, James Comey. This is the guy who spat out 8647 on the beach in shells as his little fucking, oh, I'm trendy. I took a picture of these wonderful shells. Who left these? Ho, 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 ho. Doesn't 86 mean kill and 47 means Trump? Ho, 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 ho. Yeah. Well, he's been nicked. He's already been arrested. He's already been indicted. He's already in trouble. And he was trying to claim that it was a political assassination kind of thing. That they were going after him. It was purely theatre, and he was nothing to answer to. So yeah, it all went to court, the appeals court, where he's trying to get free, essentially, try and get exonerated, thinking he was going to get away with it. And he said, oh yeah, I never done what he said. I never done any of that. Never knew any of that. And they brought out his own fucking handwritten notes where he's written down what's going on. So it's clear he's fucking writing about it. In 2016, he's written down all his fucking notes like an idiot. He's kept a note of what he said to who and when and how. So basically his confession is in his own fucking handwriting. So of course they kicked that fucking straight out, said no, you're on the hook, mate. And now actually, now we've seen that, fucking nailed on for prison, mate. You're in trouble. So he's shitting pants now. And as is John Brennan. John Brennan's performance this week, he was at a thing and he actually lost his rag with a former intelligence expert who basically called him out on the bullshit he was coming out with about Trump. So that's looking good. TV, obviously, you've got this fella. I don't know. I know he's supposed to be famous, but I mean, these days he could have been on fucking Big Brother for all I know, or I don't know if it's Tastes Like the Jungle or whatever it's called. That thing with those fucking those dopey Newcastle kids on it. But this bloke, this Adil Ray, do you reckon he looks like fucking Christopher Lee when he was Dracula? He's like all real. He's like fucking. I know he's Indian, but he's got like a tan, but he's really pale, like he's feeling really sick. And he's fucking, and they're all fucking cut back. He didn't have to look like fucking Christopher Lee as Dracula. I couldn't believe it. And he's on the telly this week. Obviously, we've got Remembrance Day tomorrow. And so they had this fella on whatever program he's on. I don't know what program he's on. I've never watched it. But he's on this program. And the old fella is sat there. He's 100 years old, whatever. He fought in a war. Lost all his mates in Dunkirk and all the rest of it. And he's there telling his story. And they say, oh, what do you think? And the old fella goes, well, I'm really just disappointed. This country's gone downhill. It's not as nice as it was. I think if we'd have fought, if we'd been asked to fight for it as it is now instead of what it was now, I wish we hadn't done it because it really upsets me to see the state of the country. What's wrong with that? That's his opinion. It happens to be my opinion. That happens to be the opinion of millions in this country as well. And there's Adil Ray's attacking him, having a pop at him. Oh, what do you mean by that? What are you trying to say? As though it's almost like the bloke turned around and said something offensive to him. Call him a name or something, it's offensive. But he hadn't. He's just given his little opinion. He happens to have the same opinion as most of the fucking people, but not the left wing. So you're Marxists and you're communists and you're fucking idiots like Adil Ray. They all fucking want everybody be fucking pathetic and multicultural and all the rest of it. Put up being stabbed in the neck as long as it fucking means, you could have 25 immigrants living down the street. Well, sorry Adil Ray. We don't all think like you. You're a tosspot. And if you want to have a row with someone, come have a row with me. I don't mind. I'll have a row with you anytime. But you do look like Dracula. You won't fucking go check. You don't look well. You look ill. I bet you're pig sick now because I don't think you're going to get many jobs out of it, are you, in the end? And then finally, Quentin Wilson. Now, the last few years, he's been a bit of a shill for the old EVs. He's been trying to convince people to buy EVs and try and convince them that EVs are the future, which they fucking ain't. And we all know it. And anyone with a brain can work out that buying an EV is a massive problem because you're just massive depreciation. Even if they were cheaper to run than petrol cars, which are not, the depreciation absolutely destroys the whole concept of them. But, I still remember him from the original Top Gear. Very good in his day, proper petrol in his day, drove cars properly, liked nice cars, always had Rolls Royces and Bentleys and stuff like that, all nice stuff. And he passed away this week. Apparently it was lung cancer. Very, very short battle apparently. He was only, sort of 3 months, it was all over. So I'm really sad to hear that. Rest in peace. Even though I didn't agree with him in the end, you can't hate someone like that just for, changing his, having the wrong opinion of something. He was still a very, very good presenter. Excellent in his day. Really good to watch. Well, I mean, he made Top Gear. He made Clarkson in the end, because Clarkson came along and it wouldn't have been so successful in the start without Quentin Wilson there as well. I mean, I know Clarkson and everybody took it to another level, but, I had to start with Quentin Wilson and a couple of others there that started that show off and got it popular. So, yeah, real shame, Quentin Wilson. I mean, I remember he used to sell, I'm not sure his warranty wise or warranty direct. I'm sure he was a director of the company or something to do with the company. But, so I met him through that because I had a car that I had to claim on a warranty. One of their biggest claims at the time. It's about 8 or 9 grand for a radiator. A bit much. But there we go. Well, I did meet him because he came out to see me. He's going to do a story, I think, for the company magazine or something. But yeah, it's a shame. But there we go. So, well, bit of a ranting go, isn't it? Can't think of much else to say about anything at the moment. I mean, there's lots of stuff, but I'm going to splice a few little shorts together from what I've done. But suffice to say that life is getting tougher in Britain at the moment. And I think there's an awful lot of people now that are thinking about leaving. Oh, Mandami, obviously in Britain, most people don't probably know what I'm talking about, but Mayor of New York is now a confirmed communist. He got voted in by the left-wing morons. And immediately next morning, real estate agents, never had such a busy day. There's several hundred properties listed day one. All these people leaving New York, moving to Texas and Florida and other red states, getting away from this bloody communist because he's just going to destroy New York. There's a lot of talk about the cheating that went on with the elections. He was taking money from abroad, which is being investigated, which will probably, hopefully, result in him A, being locked up and B, being chucked out of position. He's not going to get the job. But you never know. Because for some reason, America, even when we can see where someone's done something wrong, Biden was a fucking, Alzheimer's patient, and they let him be president for 4 years, even though anyone with a brain knew he was totally incapable of doing the job. And it could be they'll let this guy do it anyway. But he tried attacking Donald Trump, and Donald Trump said, that's right. We just won't send any federal funding to New York City. And New York City can't run without federal funding. They need billions. And they ain't going to get it. Simple as that. So that's just, I mean, Mamdani is a bit like Keir Starmer, really, in a way. Except that Mamdani is also an Islamist, which with Sharia law and all the rest of it is going to be a problem for New York. But I mean, Starmer wouldn't stand up for himself if his mates decide they want to have Sharia law. It's not far off the Muslim side of Parliament being powerful enough to bring that sort of thing in. I think that's the danger, because you've got to look at that as being that's a 13th century, well, sorry, 7th century doctrine. It's not fit for the 21st century as we are now. But if they want to bring it in and there's enough of them, that's what they'll do. And just think, you could have to live under that if you're not careful. And that really is harsh. That really isn't Britain. You think it's bad now? Let them do that. All right. Have a lovely week. Please like, share and subscribe if you get this chance. Thanks.